And now the bottle that needs a belt to hold its label up, Frangelico. Welcome to the tasting room where we drink adult beverages
and judge them.
I'm Brian.
I'm Derica.
And this is Frangelico liqueur.
Now, we probably don't geek out as much as I would like to about presentation.
But this bottle's beautiful.
This is fantastic. So it looks like a monk.
It does.
This is his monk habit, and this is his belt and everything.
And they even shaped the bottle and everything. It's beautiful.
It's fantastic.
According to legend, Friar Angelico lived 3 centuries ago in the rolling hills of Piedmont. Now, I have a question about lived 3 centuries ago. How long have they been making this?
We'll find out.
All right. In the rolling hills of Piedmont, in the shadow of the Italian Alps. Through his love and knowledge of nature, he created a precious liqueur made from carefully selected hazelnuts and other secret ingredients. We continue the tradition by proudly offering this fine liqueur in honor of his name.
I'm going to read the back.
Okay. You read the back.
So, Frangelico liqueur, a delicate liqueur that will delight your senses with a surprising hazelnut experience. Best over ice with a squeeze of lime. We will not be doing that today, but keep that in mind for further consumption.
For your enjoyment.
This is 20% alcohol per volume or 40 proof, depending on how you like to verbalize that. But it's the same thing, just said differently.
Yep. And yes, proof is always just double the ABV. I don't know why we still use it, but
they do have a note that it is colored with caramel.
Ooh, it smells nice.
And I believe our admin, Paul Ellerston, actually suggested that we add this to the list.
I think he's said he likes it or something. I don't know if he suggested it, but he might
I think
have.
he straight up suggested it.
He may have. We have so many things on the list right now. We'll never finish this channel. There's always something.
Color-wise, it's crystal clear.
Looks like white wine.
It's very pale with a light golden hue, and it does stick to your glass, so some people might call that legs. We have done further research on legs when it comes to wine and stuff, and it's
meaningless.
Basically
bullshit. We can say bullshit on this show. This show is the relaxed version of the City Steading.
Well, you said bullshit, so me saying bullshit after you said bullshit kind of defeated the purpose
makes
of
it all
me
bullshit.
saying bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
The aroma is lovely. It's definitely...
This is more in the Amaretto category.
Alcohol and hazelnut.
Yeah, I really like the smell.
Alcohol, hazelnut, alcohol.
You see what I'm saying, though? It's almost in the Amaretto region.
Yeah. Yep. But I get more fruity notes on Amaretto where I'm getting more
this is hazelnut
notes on...
Hazelnut, and it's almost like a candied hazelnut.
Yeah. The aroma is very pleasing.
Yeah, really, really nice.
Shall we?
Frangelico. That's wonderful.
Yep.
It's very sweet.
Yep.
Like, very sweet.
We came off a tasting that shall not be named. And so I suggested that we have a little bit of
another Italian liqueur.
Salted peanuts between to cleanse our palate. And I think
2.
That worked really well. And I don't feel like it's interfering in his experience.
No, this is lovely.
It created a neutral zone.
I am not the hugest fan of hazelnuts. I like some things that are hazelnut, but not everything. But this I like. I like this a lot, actually. This is really nice. But to me, this is like Amaretto adjacent.
I could see this in coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I could see this over ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I could see this
in my glass with some ice cubes. That's
right.
what I see it.
Now, it's interesting that they suggest the squeeze of lime. I'm thinking the little bit of acid
brightens it up slightly.
Will brighten it up.
This is dark and
down
deep.
The crazy sweetness.
It's very rich and thick and viscous and dark is a good way to describe it. Kind of like Amaretto. It's like brings it down a lot. The lime might brighten it, is the gist.
For you, I could see this in a glass over ice with a maraschino cherry popped in there.
Yep. And that's about all I need.
And you would be a happy boy.
I do not need the lime. Lime is not my favorite flavor.
I like the lime.
I could potentially put a little bit of lemon in it, but I don't need it. I like the dark complex, deep things like that without the acidity. This is lovely.
It's definitely one of those beverages that kind of
It warms you.
it sits in your stomach and kind of warms you up. You know, not all alcohol does that for me, but this one I'm definitely getting that sensation.
This is what I call a sipper. Amaretto sits in the same kind of category. Kahlua is like that for me too. As weird as that is, yes, I drink Kahlua straight. This is definitely a sipper. I love this. I think this is fantastic.
This is lovely.
I might go on a limb and say I may even like this a little better than Amaretto.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. You know what? Let's test that theory.
Oh, do we need to put we need to judge this first before you do that?
Oh. In a moment, we will test that theory. She has a point.
We trying to do our judgment before we get too carried away.
Oh, that smell is so awesome. It's like fresh roasted hazelnuts with sugar glaze on them.
But you get the alcohol in the aroma too. It's like
yeah, there's a nice amount of ethanol. I mean, it's only 20%. It's not like super
I know,
high,
but normally
enough.
There's many occasions where the alcohol gets dismissed on
Praline.
the aroma.
Pralines.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. And that might be why I like this so much.
Like you could soak a cake in this.
My grandfather used to love pralines and cream ice cream.
Yeah.
So I was around that a lot. All right, here we go. It's sweet, it's warming, it's thick, it's viscous. This would be a wonderful like aperitif, just a little bit like what we just had after a meal. Man, sit by a fire and just sip this for a while. Yeah.
Think about the good stuff.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny. I'm a whiskey guy, but I like mead as well, but I like my mead sweet. I prefer bourbon and Islay whiskey. Go figure. Bourbon's a little on the sweet side, and Islay is not sweet at all. Most of the time, it's usually, car tire, Band-Aid, leather. But I also like liqueurs. I have a definite affinity for certain liqueurs, but I also am starting to appreciate beer and even IPAs. So my tastes kind of go all over the board.
The full spectrum. As long as it doesn't taste like grapefruit.
Yeah, which some IPAs definitely do cascade hops, and it just bothers me. But anyway.
All right, do you have a number?
On your screen, you should be seeing our scoring card, which goes from 1 through 11 with all of the notes underneath explaining where they are. I got to think about this one now because this is tough for me. I think I may need another pour before I give it.
We're going to need more to compare anyway.
I know. For science. Do you want more than that?
No, it's good. I'm not going to drink anymore. I already got my number.
Oh. Well,
I just need it for the comparison.
I needed to drink more and to compare. I mean, I'll admit this is probably on the super sweet end, even for my taste. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3,
9.
9.5. This is fabulous. I love this.
I was going to give it a 9.5, but there's two reasons why I didn't go that far. And that was because I do agree it's a little too sweet on its own, but that gives it so many possibilities for combinations and cocktail creations, which
you can
makes
thin
me
that
happy.
with other things. Just don't put Campari in it.
And also, the other reason why I didn't bump it up is that it's kind of a one note. It's a beautiful note. It's a fantastic note, but it's kind of a one note.
I'm not getting a one note from this. I actually get like a nice sugared nut flavor, but then I also get the roasted nut flavor. And I'm getting something else that I can't really explain. It kind of reminds me of like pralines, but there's like, do you ever think of like peanut brittle? You have the peanut and you have the brittle. They're different flavors
So
that go well together.
Mincemeat pie scenario.
Yeah, no,
No?
not to me. I'm getting a few layers. Don't get me wrong. This is not the most complex thing ever, but I do get more than just a couple. I was contemplating a 10.
Okay.
I was really close to a 10. The only reason why I went 9.5 is it's just a touch on the sweet side. I would like it to be a little bit less sweet, but I'm afraid maybe the balance would be gone if it was. And that's the interesting thing about this. It's really easy to sit here and say, oh, this is too sweet, I'd like it this. But without having the ability to try it that way, we can't really make that statement.
And honestly, whether it's a 9 or a 9.5, it's still mighty fine.
It's freaking awesome.
All right, do we want to compare our glass so we have an empty glass to combine our glass so we have an empty glass?
Oh, I was like, compare our glass. They should be the same.
Words.
All right.
And then
let me go rinse this out and get some Amaretto. Be right back. Okay.
All right, so Brian got the bottle of the good stuff.
There's a little bit left.
DiSaronno for our comparison.
We did a comparison of Amarettos once before. And I said we had to compare it to DiSaronno because I don't think that the knockoff or the clone Amaretto is better than this. I think these might be somewhat equal in my brain.
So it's the battle royale. Will the monk and
why is all of your battles royales?
Because otherwise they're just stupid. Will the monk with his cool belt beat the DiSaronno that's not a monk and doesn't have a belt? I don't know.
But it really does have a fancy bottle, too.
It does have a fancy bottle, but it's just kind of boring. I mean, it's textured, but...
This is 28%, that's 20%. They are vastly different things, so comparing these is going to be difficult.
The only comparison we're going to have is which one do we favor?
Yeah.
Because they're different.
I don't think we
obviously
judged the DiSaronno, did we? They both have such an amazing smell. They're different.
I know what's going to happen at the end of this video.
I do too.
I don't want to just go there now.
No. We have to sample and taste it.
All right. Am I the first?
Go for it.
To do this one and then this one?
Whatever you want.
All right. I'm doing DiSaronno followed by Frangelico.
Okay. Make it happen. Cue dramatic music. All right. Those of you that watch the show know I like Amaretto. It's one of my favorite liqueur aperitif types of things.
You have to take a sip of that. Right after that, if you let it linger too long, you're not going to have the sensation I just had. This is like water compared to that when you do it that way. That was painful. That was so sad.
Sort of.
I interrupted your train of thought, though.
The Amaretto is a little more viscous. I will give it that. But flavor-wise, they're both very powerful, just in a different way.
No, we do it this way.
I'm still having a really tough time saying which one I like better because they are so vastly different, but they fall in the same niche. They're both aperitifs, whatever, however you say it. I don't really care. Somebody corrected me on the way I say it. I like them both for different reasons. And it might even be what mood I'm in that day, because it feels like the Frangelico is a little easier. It's not as demanding on you, whereas the Amaretto is more deep and rich, so it feels more. Whereas the Frangelico just seems to go down a little bit easier. Yeah, it's really easy to drink. You take a sip, it's nice and sweet. You get a little hazelnut flavor. It's nice. It coats your mouth. It's all good. It's a little more rich, pungent, deeper, darker flavors. They're like opposite ends of the same spectrum.
It was really weird. When I did it this way, where I tasted the DiSaronno first and then followed it with Frangelico. Frangelico was watery, had nothing going on. DiSaronno was just like, I am here to win the day. I don't know what that means.
I sort of get what you're saying, but I don't fully agree.
And I think it's because I believe their sweetness level is probably equal.
I think Frangelico might be just a touch sweeter.
So when you taste one of them before the other, you're getting the sweetness of that beverage. And then when you follow it with the next beverage, the sweetness is gone because it's already there. That's what I am interpreting. So when I had
Put enough in the
DiSaronno first, followed by Frangelico, DiSaronno won, hands down. Frangelico, I was barely getting any flavors. And part of that is because I feel like the DiSaronno has
A little more powerful flavor.
acidic quality to it
Yes.
than the Frangelico does. And I think that's why they suggest that you add a squeeze of lime to it.
That's a possibility. You may have a point.
When I swapped them the other direction, I immediately got the delightful sweetness hazelnut combo that I got when I was drinking Frangelico by itself.
Mhm.
But then DiSaronno still held its own afterwards.
Yeah.
Which was kind of crazy.
So you know what I need to do now?
In the Book of Derica, DiSaronno won.
The question was, which do I like better? I can't say. I like them both about equally. I would say if I had to put a score, they'd both be like a 9.5 to me.
Sure.
For different reasons. Because there are days that the Amaretto just feels like it's a little too heavy. And on those days, I could see Frangelico.
Right.
But then there's other days that I really want that rich heavy, so I'd go for the Amaretto because Frangelico wouldn't cut it.
Yeah.
So they're equal, but different.
If I wanted nutty, roasty, sweet goodness, then Frangelico would definitely be my go-to. If I wanted something a little more spicy, fruity,
I'm trying to imagine what cocktails we could make with both of these
then I
things.
would go with DiSaronno. But this,
There's a specific cocktail that I was making for a while called a Godfather, which is Amaretto and Scotch put together. I wonder what a Frangelico and bourbon would be like, because that sounds pretty amazing. But we
this
now
is a
have
combination of DiSaronno and Frangelico together, blended in one glass.
we have Frangelico.
DiSangelico.
DiSangelico. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna let. Do you want to taste it first? Do you want? It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be
We
great.
know this already.
It's gonna be
It
great.
may actually cover both ends of the spectrum just perfectly, or it can be completely disgusting. On the smell, it's actually really. Did you even smell it? No, you just went right. She skipped right over smelling it. You know, none of that. On the smell, I definitely get the hazelnut of the Frangelico with the almondy, deep richness of the Amaretto. So far, the smell is awesome.
That's some good drinking.
Okay. If the makers of DiSaronno and the makers of Frangelico got together and mixed their brews 50-50, I mean, it was half each, they would have, in my opinion, the perfect aperitif liquor. That is amazing.
That's lovely.
And that's just straight, no ice, no nothing. Absolutely fantastic. What's up?
I'm trying to see who makes DiSaronno.
DiSaronno. DiSaronno.
DiSaronno.
Produced, bottled, and shipped by Ilva
Oh, so it's
Serrano.
all in Italy. It's all in Italy.
Oh, yeah. Imported by DiSaronno International LLC. Yeah. In Somerset, New Jersey.
This one is imported by Campari, America, New York.
Campari. Really?
Yep.
I like it less now.
I'm so sorry. I probably
The association with Campari just ruined it for me. If you didn't see our Campari video, you need to go watch that.
link in the description below. We've referenced so many things in this video,
Yeah, we have.
but there were good reasons for that.
You know, that's what you do on YouTube, though. If you reference other videos, people go watch them, and then
That's
they
the
watch
hope,
more of your videos.
at least.
Yeah.
Because we've done a lot of interesting things on this channel. I hope you find them interesting.
It's still a young channel.
Speaking of interesting, do you know of an interesting beverage that you'd like us to try? Let us know in the comments below. And if it's legal and we can find it in our area, we will certainly add it to the list.
That was such an awesome segue into the closing of the video.
Why, thank you.
As always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.